Hello, Yankees universe. Welcome back to your go-to channel, the New York Yankees News Network, where we bring you the freshest updates from the Bronx Bombers. Today we have 3 jam-packed updates about our beloved Yankees that have surfaced just a few hours ago. If you're a true Yankees fan, you absolutely don't want to miss these crucial developments that could shape our season's trajectory. And yes, before we start the video, I'm requesting you, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you can stay in the loop with all the latest Yankees news. So buckle up, Yankees faithful, because today's updates are going to be quite the roller coaster ride. Update 1. Boone's 5th ejection this season sparks major umpiring debate against Houston. Yankees universe. Our skipper Aaron Boone is making headlines once again, but this time it's for all the wrong reasons. In what can only be described as a heated confrontation with home plate umpire Derek Thomas during yesterday's game against the Houston Astros, Boone earned his Major League Baseball leading 5th ejection of the 2025 season. The drama unfolded in the 3rd inning when Ryan McMahon took a pitch that barely caught the lower edge of the strike zone. When umpire Thomas called it a strike, that was the final straw for Boone, who had already been frustrated by questionable calls throughout the early innings. What happened next was pure fireworks. Boone erupted from the Yankees dugout and engaged in a heated exchange with Thomas that had crew chief Jordan Baker frantically trying to separate them. The audio captured by the Yes Network revealed just how frustrated our manager was. "You need to fix it. You freaking need to fix it," Boone shouted at Thomas, who claimed he'd already heard enough complaining from the Yankees dugout. This wasn't just a momentary lapse, it was the culmination of mounting frustration over what appeared to be inconsistent strike zone calls, and oppression. Earlier in that same game, 3 of our key players, Trent Grisham, Ben Rice, and our captain Aaron Judge, all had pitches that were clearly outside the strike zone, called as strikes against Astros starter Jason Alexander. These missed calls came at crucial moments when our offense was struggling to find any rhythm, and they ultimately contributed to Alexander holding the Yankees hitless through the first 3 innings. But here's where it gets even more interesting, Yankees fans. This ejection puts Boone in a tie-breaking position, as he had previously been tied with Red Sox manager Alex Cora for most ejections this season. Now he stands alone at the top, which raises serious questions about the consistency of umpiring this season and how it's affecting our team's performance. The frustration wasn't limited to just Boone either. Our starting pitcher Max Fried also experienced the inconsistent strike zone firsthand during a crucial 5th inning situation with the bases loaded. Fried threw what appeared to be a perfect strike on the outside edge to Astros right fielder Cam Smith, but umpire Thomas didn't call it, forcing Fried to throw additional pitches that ultimately led to a 2-run double that extended Houston's lead. This pattern of questionable calls is becoming a concerning trend that's directly impacting our team's ability to compete effectively. As Boone said post-game, while calling the zone a little all over the place, he acknowledged that the umpiring wasn't the sole reason for the 7-1 loss, but it certainly didn't help our cause. Update 2. Both Bronx Bombers and Queens squads suffer historic August collapse. Yankees universe, if you thought our struggles were bad enough, wait until you hear what's happening across both New York baseball teams right now. What we're witnessing might just be the most devastating August collapse in recent New York baseball history, and fans are genuinely starting to wonder if both the Yankees and Mets are operating under some kind of supernatural curse. Let me paint you the brutal picture. Since August 1st, our beloved Yankees have managed just 2 wins against 7 losses. That's right, a devastating 2-7 record that has Yankees fans questioning everything about this season. But here's the kicker that'll make your jaw drop across town. The Mets are doing even worse with a horrific 1-8 record in August. Combined, New York's baseball teams have won just 3 games out of 15 in the month of August. 3 out of 15! But the pain doesn't stop there, Yankees faithful. When we zoom out to look at the bigger picture since July 1st, the numbers become even more alarming. Over the past month and a half, the Yankees have compiled a disappointing 14-20 record, while the Mets have managed just 15 wins against 18 losses. This means that since July 1st, both New York teams have been playing sub-500 baseball, which is absolutely unacceptable for franchises with championship aspirations. The frustration from Yankees and Mets fans has reached a boiling point, with social media exploding with theories about potential curses affecting both teams. One particularly frustrated fan wrote on social media, "If the two New York baseball teams just forfeited the rest of their seasons, would either fan base care at this point?" Another fan simply stated, "I'm already checked out," which perfectly captures the mood of the entire New York baseball community right now. The situation has become so dire that even casual observers are starting to notice patterns that seem almost supernatural. The Mets just lost their 7th straight game after blowing a 5-run lead, bringing their record to 1-11 in their last 12 games. Since June 19th, they've managed just 18 wins against 26 losses, and they're clinging to just a 1.5 game lead over the Cincinnati Reds for the National League wild card spot. For us Yankees fans, this collapse is particularly painful because we entered the 2025 season with such high expectations. Coming off a World Series appearance where we lost to the Los Angeles Dodgers, there was genuine optimism that this could be our year to bring the championship back to the Bronx. Instead, we're watching our team struggle to string together wins during what should be the most crucial stretch of the season. The timing of this collapse couldn't be worse. Here we are in mid-August, heading into the final stretch of the season when teams typically want to be playing their best baseball. Instead, both New York teams are trending in the complete opposite direction, leaving fans wondering if there's something more at play here than just bad luck or poor performance. What makes this situation even more frustrating is that both teams showed so much promise earlier in the season. The Yankees started strong, and the Mets made headlines by signing Juan Soto to that record-setting $700 million contract. Everything seemed to be aligning for a potentially historic New York baseball season, but instead, we're witnessing what might go down as one of the most disappointing collapses in recent memory. Update 3. Recently acquired utility star sidelined with shoulder injury after wall collision. Yankees universe. As if our August struggles weren't devastating enough, we've just received another crushing blow to our championship aspirations. The Yankees have officially placed utility player Amed Rosario on the 10-day injured list with a left sternoclavicular joint sprain, marking yet another setback in what's becoming a nightmare month for our beloved Bronx Bombers. This injury occurred during Friday's game when Rosario collided with the outfield wall while making a defensive play, the kind of hustle and determination that Yankees fans have come to appreciate from the 29-year-old veteran. The timing couldn't be worse, as Rosario had been providing exactly what our lineup desperately needed since his trade deadline acquisition from the Washington Nationals. Let me remind you, Yankees faithful, just how valuable Rosario had become in his short time wearing pinstripes. After signing a 1-year, $2 million contract with Washington during the offseason, the Nationals sent him to New York ahead of the trade deadline, and he immediately made his presence felt. In his first 4 games as a Yankee, Rosario went 3 for 7 with a double, showing the kind of immediate impact that had fans excited about his potential contribution to our playoff push. But here's what makes this injury particularly devastating. Rosario was brought in specifically to help against left-handed pitching, and that's exactly what he was delivering. Of his 7 plate appearances since joining the Yankees, 6 came against southpaws, and he was performing at an elite level with an 838 on-base plus slugging percentage and 132 weighted runs created plus with the platoon advantage in 2025. The versatility factor cannot be overstated either. While Rosario was once an everyday shortstop during his years with the Mets and Guardians, he's evolved into the perfect utility player for championship caliber teams. He can handle second base, third base, and even cover corner outfield spots when needed, exactly the kind of flexibility that manager Aaron Boone values during crucial stretches of the season. What makes this situation even more frustrating is that Rosario becomes the second recently acquired right-handed bat to hit the injured list this month. Outfielder Austin Slater suffered a hamstring strain earlier and won't be back for approximately 4 to 6 weeks. This pattern of injuries to key acquisitions is becoming a serious concern as we head into the final stretch of the regular season. The Yankees have recalled catcher J.C. Escarra from AAA to replace Rosario on the active roster, but this move highlights another challenge. Escarra is a left-handed bat, which doesn't directly address the right-handed production we're losing with Rosario's absence. While the team still has Jose Caballero as a fellow right-handed utility option, the depth is becoming concerningly thin. According to Chris Kirschner of The Athletic, there is some hope on the horizon. Rosario doesn't expect to be out for more than the minimum 10 days. However, in a month where we've managed just 2 wins against 7 losses, even 10 days feels like an eternity when every game carries championship implications. The silver lining, if we can call it that, is that the Yankees still lead Major League Baseball in on-base plus slugging percentage and weighted runs created plus against left-handed pitching, with Aaron Judge leading an offense that features Giancarlo Stanton, Paul Goldschmidt, Anthony Volpe, Jose Caballero, and switch-hitting sensation Jason Dominguez. We're not completely devoid of right-handed production. Yankees Universe, that wraps up today's 3 major updates from the Bronx. From Aaron Boone's explosive ejection, highlighting the umpiring controversies plaguing our season, to the historic August collapse affecting both New York baseball teams, and now the latest injury setback with Amed Rosario hitting the injured list, it's been a challenging 24 hours for Yankees fans. But here's what I want every single one of you to remember. This is the New York Yankees we're talking about. We've weathered storms before, and we've come out stronger on the other side. The season isn't over, and as long as we have Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and the rest of our talented roster, we still have a chance to turn this around. Stay strong, Yankees faithful. Keep supporting our Bronx Bombers through thick and thin, because that's what true Yankees fans do. Make sure to hit that like button if this video kept you informed, subscribe to the New York Yankees News Network for all the latest updates, and ring that notification bell so you never miss breaking news from the Bronx. Until next time, this has been your Yankees News Network, and remember, 28 championships didn't come easy, and number 29 won't either. Let's go Yankees!